I'm Adam Booth and you're watching Sporting Icons.
So early this morning, I got round to watching the latest upload from Boxing Beats and Rhymes, where Boxing Beats and Rhymes is talking about the quiet response from a UK perspective for Wilder vs Fury 2. And he brings up so many important points in this one. And I'll put a link to that in the description box of this video in the source. So go over there, check it out, and make sure you give him a subscription. Let's get him over to 10,000 subscribers. Now, he brought up so many important points in this one, which is the UK production is flatlined. Of course, they are going through a bit of an issue, maybe. Is it an issue? I don't know. Between Sky Sports and BT Sport as to which one is going to air it. So maybe that's probably not helping. But even then, it's not that important. Because when you look at big fights, now this is supposed to be a big fight. If this is a big fight, you're going to promote the living hell out of it, aren't you? You're not going to leave people alone. Now, again, bear in mind, there's only, 43 days until fight night. That's not long. That really isn't long. And so far, there's been nothing. Literally nothing. In fact, the only thing that I can personally speak of myself that I have seen is the college football thing where Tyson Fury did a chat to promote his fight on a college football game. Now, Bob Arum, prior to that, said that there will be no press conference and there will be, Wilder will do one college football game and Fury will do another one. Now, Wilder, he got ill, whatever it may be, he didn't do his one. But Tyson Fury, he did his one. But again, yes, there may well be 80 million to 100 people watching these games, and that's fine. But the problem is, when Tyson Fury is doing it, if you look behind him, there's not even a person in the stadium or the arena, whatever it is. There's not even one person in there. So who's actually watching that in the build-up to the game, whatever the game it was? Probably not too many. Most people, especially here in the UK, I mean, for me, I don't particularly watch the build-up for like an hour or so before kickoff. I kind of like put it on probably a couple of minutes before kickoff. That's how I do it. So if people in America are like-minded, then they would have probably not even seen Tyson Fury at all on there. And again, most people who probably tuned in and maybe who did watch it, well, they're there to talk about American football, the college football. Who's playing, what position are they doing, who's potentially going to win. That's what they're tuning in for. They're not tuning in to watch Tyson Fury. That is not. And even if they manage to catch Tyson Fury, they're football fans, not necessarily boxing fans. In my opinion, I think that Bob Arum has dropped the bollock with this one. He really does. Because when you look at all the big fights, how is it that they're promoted? How is it that they do well at the box office? How is it that they do well with ticket sales? Well, you hype the hell out of it. This one has had very little hype in America, as far as I can tell, and here in the UK, certainly nothing. Now, I don't quite know what the deal is with Fox Sports and ESPN. We know it's a co-promotional deal, but who's actually promoting it and who's showing it, again, I don't know. Is it a case of ESPN are doing all the donkey work, and because Fox Sports are not showing it on this particular occasion, they're like, well, you know, we'll leave it up to you, ESPN. And then we'll amp it up on the rematch, which will be happening in about September time, I think. So again, I don't know exactly what the deal is. But as far as the UK is concerned, what do you do? How do you get fans interested in the fights? Let's take the blueprint. It's Boxing Promotion 101. It's very, very simple. You make the announcement on social media. That creates a little bit of a buzz. People will talk about it. People like me, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, etc., we will then talk about and give you guys the update. Right, this fight has now been officially announced. This is when it's going to be. This is where it's going to be, etc. Okay, so that's what will happen. Again, we do that because not everybody has social media. Not everybody even uses social media, even if they do have it or they've missed it, whatever it may be. So we give our opinions as well as. Now, that creates a little bit of a hype for the fight. Then what happens, a little while later, you have press conference. And if it's a big fight, you have multiple press conferences. 2, 3 press conferences. Like Ruiz Joshua, the rematch. What did they do? They had a press conference in Saudi Arabia. They had one in the UK and they had one in America. When Tyson Fury and Wilder fought the first time, they had one in UK and then 2 in America. Maybe even 3 in America, I'm not too sure. But that's how you get it, because when you do the press conference, certain things will happen in the press conference, especially when it's Tyson Fury. He's going to say something that's going to get people like me, as in uploaders, go, oh, that's an interesting point. Let's make a video on that one. Let's talk about what happened there. Like in the first one, Wilder got absolutely mentally destroyed. So to not have a press conference on this one is a real bollock job. It really is, because you need the hype. You need the press conferences. This is what gets people talking about it. This is when you start selling your tickets, because there's a bit of a hype about it. So the early stages of ticket sales will come from a mix of announcing the fight and then the press conference. That's when you get the big ticket sales to start with. Then it will probably peter off for like a little while, but as we're going through it, we're still going to be talking about it as a week or two after the press conference. We're still going to be talking about it. Then it will start to die down a bit. And it happens with all fights, no matter how big it is, it will start to die down a bit. Then what do? You have like an open media work day. So media will turn up to the gyms. They turn up to like Joshua's gym or Ruiz's gym or Wilder's gym or Tyson Fury's gym or Dillian Whyte's gym, whatever it may be. And then that creates another spike because people are talking about it. Don't get me wrong, I've never been invited to one of these media days. It'd be nice to be invited, but I never have been. But hey, listen, it is what it is. But it gets people talking about it. So as people are forgetting about it, you do something like that and it spikes it up again. It's all about spikes and troughs. That's all it is. Peaks and troughs. That's all it is. And then as fight night gets a little bit closer, of course, what do? You have the open workout. You have the final press conference. You have the weigh-in. And then, of course, you have fight night. So while it is natural to have quiet periods, it doesn't matter how big the fight is, you're going to have quiet periods. But the thing is to keep on doing something once in a while to get people talking about it. Here in the UK, nothing. There's nothing to talk about. Literally nothing. All we've had is an announcement on social media to say that the fight's on February 22nd in Las Vegas, which we knew about weeks before it was officially announced anyway. We knew about it. But with no press conference, there's nothing to talk about. Now, I don't know if it makes too much difference whether it's Sky Sports or BT Sport who get the rights to show this fight. I don't think it makes too much difference, really. But what is important is a press conference. Should have had a press conference. And this is going to hurt it long term. Yes, of course, I'm presuming that they are going to have a final press conference when it comes down to it, like about 2 days before the fight. I'm presuming that they are going to do that. If they didn't do that, that is just insane. Absolutely insane. But even if they do, what's going to happen then is people can go, what? We're only 2 days away now. God, I forgot all about this fight. Forgot all about it. And now it's 2 days away. Oh, crap, okay. I'll click the button and get the pay-per-view. Or some people may go, I'm not really bothered, to be honest. There's been no hype. Why don't I pay pay-per-view for this for? I'm not really interested. I'm not excited about this fight. Because there's been no excitement to be had. There's been nothing. And that's the point, is that when you don't do the press conferences are very, very important. Yes, they're a little bit tedious, especially for the fighters. Is it a case of Wilder, he got mentally destroyed in the first one and just didn't want to do it? He just point blank refused to do a press conference? Again, that may show how serious that he's taking this fight. Or, in addition, it may show that he's weak-minded. Depends on how you look at it. But I think that lack of promotion at this point hurts it, as we're only 42, 43 days away. Really, really hurts it. Bob Arum says he expects 2 million pay-per-view buys. Not on your Nelly. Not on your Nelly. It ain't going to happen. There's no way. They may have done a hell of a lot better, especially with ticket sales, because at the minute, if there's no hype, who's going to buy a ticket? When it was first announced, okay, a few people bought tickets. The initial sales for like the first couple of days was going quite well. So what they do? They amped the prices right the way up. You're talking back of the arena. The arena holds 16,800 people. At the very, very back, up in the gods, tickets are now hovering around $1,000. Who in their right mind is going to pay $1,000 for what would ordinarily be a £40 ticket or a £60 ticket, maybe a $100 ticket? Who's going to pay $1,000 for a seat that's far away from the arena, from the ring. When they know, well, all I've got to do is turn up on fight day and I get it for free. Because that's what they do. They give away tickets for free. That's what they've done in the first fight. They give away, was it running about, 4,000 or 5,000 tickets for free? Yes, a lot of them were good causes, such as like the firemen, the police department, etc., which is great. But general public were just turning up and they were just opening the turnstile, saying, yeah, go on, in you go. Yeah, don't worry about the money, go on, in you go, in you go. And that's what's going to happen with this one. And you may say, well, it doesn't really matter, the fact is the fight's on. Well, it does matter when it comes down to it, when you're looking at numbers, when you're looking at a potential undisputed fight against Joshua. Because Joshua and Eddie Hearn will look at this and go, but your pay-per-view sales sucked. Your gate receipt sucked. Why would I give up something that you quite clearly don't bring to the party? All you're bringing is one belt. Now, okay, so this fight on February 22nd, who wins this one between Wilder and Fury? Ultimately, if you think about it, it's actually not that important. Because they're going to have a rematch again anyway in around about September time. That's the one in September. That's the one that whoever wins that fight is the one who walks away with the belt. They're the one who will then go on to other things. So whoever wins or loses the first fight doesn't really matter in some ways. But if Wilder lost the first fight, I think that the rematch, as in the one in September, will be crazy, crazy high numbers. Because people will want to know, can he come back? Can he bounce back? That's what happened with Joshua. That could happen with Wilder. But, listen, that's all ifs and buts as of right now. But here in the UK, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, absolutely correct. I haven't even been thinking about it too much, to be honest with you. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys haven't been either. Because there's been nothing to talk about. We've been relying on Tyson Fury to put out something on his Instagram. I have no idea if Wilder's doing it. He blocked me, so. But I haven't seen any uploaders talking about it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on. Here in the UK, this fight is dead. Absolutely dead. There's more buzz around the Kell Brook fight, which is happening in February. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.